So today's date is January 23rd, Tuesday. This is vlog 6. And I want to say that life is full of ironies. When I think of that statement, I think of the video that I was just sent by my ex, Lenny, or Bambi. She sent me a video of Steve Jobs' commencement speech. I believe it's in Harvard. And I told her after listening to the whole video, or the commencement speech, it's probably the best gift she's ever given me. Because the words that came from Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, God rest his soul, he pretty much put my thoughts into how to live life in a more succinct fashion. I always knew it and I always lived by it. Pretty much the main premise is he has 3 stories that he tells. The first one is that you can't connect the dots going into the future. You can only connect the dots after the fact. So there's really no certainty in a sense. Things will happen. They seem to be happening haphazardly, but with a little sense of faith in the process, you eventually come to a crossroad where your experiences, your life experiences, your knowledge all connect at some point to produce, I don't know, something great, right? Whether in your music, business, medicine, law, politics, economics, at some point, all those things that you've gone through, experienced, they all merge to create something of value for yourself mainly, but also for the world. As you can see from the story of Steve Jobs and Apple, you can see that he admits he had no guidance. He wasn't sure about himself, what he was doing. He went to university for the first 6 months. He was kind of wishy-washy. And then he just didn't understand why he had to learn some interesting courses, and the majority of them he wasn't interested in. So he thought it wasn't worth the money. And he started going into other things outside of university, like taking calligraphy classes. He knew that it was useless at the time, but when he created the Mac with his partner, one of the main platform for Mac and the value proposition was the ability to create beautiful text, beautiful fonts with this new computer. In short, do things that are interesting to you. You may not find the importance in it, but as long as you're interested in it, eventually they will be of some value in the future. You just have to trust it. Another important point, he was talking about living life as if you're going to die, as if today or tomorrow is your last day. And that really propels you to move anything forward, right? To push the needle forward and make all those bold moves, because nothing really matters at that point. And in a way, it's about living, setting yourself up for living a legacy, a life of legacy. And that's what he was doing. Like he would look at himself in the mirror every day and ask himself, well, if what he's going to do today doesn't bring value to himself or something that he can't be proud of, is it worth doing? And if the answer is no, and if it's no repeatedly, then he knows that there's something to change. Something has to change. And then the last point is a quote from, I can't remember who he got it from, but it resonated with him. So he says, what is it? Oh my God, I can't remember now. It just slipped. Anyways, live foolishly, because if you're gonna do something unique, you always have to think outside of the box and be creative, regardless of what the consequences are. It's important to note that when you're creating something new, something of value to society, there's going to be a juncture where you're going to question whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it will be of value. But I think the main guiding principle is that as long as you do something that you believe in, something that you're interested in, and worthy of your time and your attention, there's got to be something there that's important. So my storage is low, so I got to make this quick. As long as you're following that as your guiding principle, then you should stumble upon something interesting, something unique, something profound maybe, but eventually it'll be work that you're proud of, and that's all that matters. And that's what I was trying to tell my daughter yesterday with her project, that no matter what you do, make sure that it's work that you could be proud of for yourself, right? Because that's what that really matters at the end, not people's dogmas on how things should be, because everybody has this preconceived notion that if you follow ABC, you're going to get XYZ. It's not the case. Things change, right? People don't understand that. So things change, values change, the world changes, the policy changes, everything changes. So you need to understand those differences and apply yourself to the changing dynamics. So going to university. Now, a lot of people have this idea of going to university to get a job. That is such a wrong approach, especially in university. Now, in college, where it's a technical field, that is true. You choose a technical field that you want to go into, they prepare you well for the job, and you go right into it. University is different. It's about exploring, it's about developing your brain and exploring what interests you. And the way the university is set up is to help you navigate who you are, navigate and find out who you are as an individual and what matters. Because once they develop your brain, they hope that you will find something that you can contribute to in solving world's problems, right? And that's why a lot of people that change the world are university graduates, and maybe not even graduates, but they have the aptitude and the potential to be like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Who else? All those notable entrepreneurs that dropped out of university. And no, Elon Musk didn't drop out of university. He graduated, but he dropped off. I think he dropped out of his PhD or his master's program. But anyways, university is about teaching people the most complex issues that we're faced with the world. And from the government policies dictate the school system to make sure that everyone that comes out of there is prepared to make a difference in this world. So don't force your kids the pressure of trying to figure out what they want to do for their life. It's a process. Eventually they will find it's about exploration, exploring who they are, exploring what's out there, what are the opportunities, what are the problems to solve. Okay, that's what university really is. And then in their masters, they kind of just specialize in it, or if not, they go into entrepreneurship, or they go into the field, and keeping those things in mind, right? Because a lot of people that come out of university, they want to be change agents, and they have the capacity to do it. It's just letting them know that they have that capacity, they have the ability to change the world, but they need the support and the right guidance and the right framework to be able to do that. So anyways, it's 10 minutes. I gotta go. See you, man.